Everyone, I now call this meeting of the Blythewood Planning Commission to order. The time is now 6:06 p.m. Welcome to all our guests, resident, and those joining us via live stream. Your participation and commitment to responsible community planning is invaluable to us. Mr. Secretary, will you please call the roll?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair. Katasha Hyacinth. Travis Smith. Nikki Schaffner.
Here.
Marcus Taylor.
Present.
Al McClure. Jamal Mosley.
Present.
Bill Tone.
Here.
And quorum is present. Mr. Secretary, has the proper notice of this meeting been given in accordance with the applicable open meeting laws, and has the agenda been duly posted on the town's website?
Yes, sir, it was, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. That meeting was held on July 8th. Commissioners, you've all received a copy. Are there any corrections or amendments?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Second.
All right. Motion's been made and seconded. We're going to now take a vote to approve it. All in favor of approving the minutes as they stand, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, hearing none, the meeting stand is presented. All right. So now we'll go ahead and address tonight's action item, which is a discussion and approval of a subdivision request for 104 townhomes. That's going to be TMS number Romeo 15100-06-08. Mr. Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I know we do have some newer members to this planning commission. This was a project that was brought before us back in 2024, actually 2023, excuse me. This is for just across Langford Road over here, almost directly across from Town Hall. The applicant has proposed to do 104 townhomes, which is a permitted use in this zoning district, which is Town Center. They received a certificate of appropriateness from the Board of Architectural Review back in 2003. They went back when time lapsed back in 2024, and it was granted then as well. Obviously, this board denied the initial application. We met with the applicants, asked for some changes to be made. They have complied with those changes. Most specifically, one of the changes that we requested was from the sidewalks on the interior of this site, we moved from 4 to 5 foot sidewalks. That is shown in the site plan that you have in your packet. Compact screenings for the Pecan Grove, which is the name of the townhome subdivision. Walking trail along with the maintenance notes for the HOA. That can also be found in the notes in the site plan. And street lamp type and location is also there in the notes and site plan that you do have in your packet. Additionally, one of the items too that was discussed previously was a buffer between the current residential neighborhood, Blythewood Farms, and this new proposed development, Pecan Grove. We had originally asked for a 50-foot buffer. We went back and met with the applicant, had some discussions. The ordinance does actually give an option for a 50-foot buffer or a 20-foot minimum buffer landscaped with a fence, wall, or berm. The applicant has chosen to go with the latter, being a 20-foot buffer landscape with fence, wall, or berm. I think my discussions with them last week over the phone, they would like to do a berm, but certainly Planning Commission can discuss this with the applicant when they come forward. Mr. Chair, I believe that is it. Of course, if anybody has any questions, please let me know.
All right. Applicant, would you like to come speak?
Hey, I'm Rob Links. I'm a representative of the applicant. Kirk did a great job covering kind of the back history and where we are today. But you know, we've addressed all 15 comments that staff gave us when we sat down with them. I feel like we've done a really good job, you know, getting those to exactly where they needed to be. I got Scotty Newman with civil engineering and Todd Anderson with the traffic group here to go through any of those comments you guys may have questions on. On the buffer, when we met with staff about the 50-foot and 20-foot buffer, you know, visual concerns and noise concerns were the two things that, you know, I think staff was concerned about. Our plan is to do a planted buffer with like the green giant evergreen trees that grow rapidly, you know, planted at like a 6 to 8 foot planting and then grow about 2 to 3 feet a year for them to grow up together and be mature and kind of screen the townhome section from the single family section of the neighborhood.
That has an opening there at the connection at Hammerhead Buford Farm Road. Is that the, that's the buffer,
Yeah, kind of the diagonal lines right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, if I may too. One thing I failed to mention is the tree preservation plan was also part of the kind of prerequisite that we'd asked of them to submit before they came back to the board. They did supply that. The tree removal plan is in the packet there. So I just wanted to make note that, you know, they did adhere to that, and the tree removal and mitigation plan is included in there.
Gotcha. Thank you. Commissioners, do you have any dialogue or questions for the applicant?
Not about the buffer, but I have questions about the traffic study and impact. Is that okay to address those now? Or
Yeah, no, that's not a problem.
wanna
We have
jump
Todd
ahead.
Anderson with the traffic group here.
I'm Todd Anderson with the traffic group.
Okay, all right. I have several questions. Some of which deal with the impact of the Scout plant. So I noticed in the report there was some about, you know, where people are going to be coming from and how they're going to get to the plant. One thing is that deploying employees living in the Langford Road area will likely take Langford Road to the plant. However, they are likely using this route to their current work location. I mean, that assumes that everybody that works at Scout's already here. What about people that are going to be moving in, particularly subdivisions east of Blythewood, that they're going to have to come down Langford Road. The other thing about the Scout study is you had some maps in the appendix, and I didn't see exit 26 on the map, because that's actually going to help or hinder traffic as it moves down Wilson Boulevard.
Is exit 26 the new Scout interchange? Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you talked about Langford, the intersection of Langford Road and Sandfield Road. It says Langford Road is expected to continue to operate with a LOSA, while Sandfield Road is expected to operate with a LOSD during the AM peak and LOSF during the PM peak period. From my understanding, F is not good. Is that
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And then I guess the last thing is the recommendation. While delays in this area during the peak periods are higher than desired, the subject property adds little additional delay to all analyzed intersections. I mean, it sounds like that, it's going to get worse, but not much we can do about it.
Yeah, something on there that said like 1 second additional delay and 7.9 seconds during peak.
Yeah. Well, 105, well, we did the study for 105 townhomes. I think it's 104 now. It doesn't generate a lot of traffic based on the standard traffic generation guidelines that every traffic engineer uses. It's, in the AM peak hours, expected to generate 49 additional peak hour trips, which is 37 out and 12 in. So 12 in is probably parents that took their child to school and coming back, or maybe high schooler coming to pick up another high schooler before they go to school. So it's 49 additional trips. It's nothing. It's not like that's nothing, but it's not a tremendous number of trips to add to this area. There's already, as you know, a lot of cars on the road right now. And the PM peak hour trips is 59, 35 in and 24 out.
All right. And Mr. Anderson, your traffic study, while it does make mention of folks that will be coming to work with Scout, and I know it's, the traffic studies are typically in favor for the applicant. These 104 townhomes will be next to over 300 homes that are residents where they're still building over there. So we have to realistically factor in the time that their additional families, their additional cars, and their additional trips will factor in the traffic.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
that's
you're right.
just why I feel a little leery when I see 1 second additional delay or 7.9 seconds additional delay. Because everyone in here who drives, if you are 1 second short of catching that green light, you could be stuck at a light for an additional 5 minutes. So 1 second can easily turn to 5 minutes of traffic. It happened to me today coming here.
Sure. I mean, to be fair, that's an average. That's not, so some are going to have more than 1 second. Some are going to have no additional delay. So that's the average of all the vehicles. One thing we did for the Scout, going back to the Scout plant traffic, is the first thing we did was contact SCDOT, because Scout plant did a traffic study first, and SCDOT approved that. And the Scout plant didn't show any additional traffic on Langford Road. They didn't study Langford Road because they showed no additional traffic. We know there's going to be some, but not anything substantive. So, but then we went one step further, and we looked at, like you said in the study, where are people that may be working in this area that may use Langford Road, where are they going to be coming from? That's where we did the studies for the different subdivisions east of I-20 east of I-77 and north of I-20. And almost every case, of course, those, like we said, that live along Langford Road, they're going to use Langford Road. Yeah. They're probably already using it to go to where they're going to. Lake Carolina is about the closest subdivision that could use Langford Road if they work in somewhere now and then they decide to get a job at the Scout plant. People in Lake Carolina may use Langford Road. But it's equal travel times, roughly equal travel times for Langford Road, Reimer Pond, and I-77. That's now. With the new interchange, I-77 will be quicker, for sure. And with the delays we all see on Langford Road, I think after they take Langford Road a few times, they're gonna choose Reimer Pond or I-77, especially, like I said, after the interchange is there, and that'll cut easily 5 minutes off of their travel time.
Right. It's already at a D and F grade. We don't have too much lower to go.
Correct. It's just gonna, yeah, unfortunately, it's just bad. And we see that. It's side streets sometimes during the peak hours have bad level of service, but what do you do about it? It's not enough traffic to warrant a traffic signal. And I don't make the traffic signal warrants. That's national standards that SCDOT goes by. You can't, short of putting in I hate to even say this, a couple $1 million roundabout, what do you do? And I'm not sure a roundabout would. I have to do the analysis to tell you if that sure would work, but it's really hard sometimes for not only that road, but Sandfield, but
Yeah.
a lot of roads have bad traffic during the peak hours. And then, by 10 o'clock, you pull up, there's nobody there, you pull right out, or you pull out within a much better time, maybe not a level service F, but maybe a level service B or C.
The question, I don't know if anybody knows the answer to this. Do you know which schools the people that would live in this area would go to?
Langford Elementary.
I believe it would be Langford Elementary. The middle school, Muller or, what's that?
Blythewood Middle, right?
What's that?
Blythewood Middle School.
Yeah. I'm not a Richmond School District 2 guy, so I don't know how the lines break off, but certainly, I do believe it's Langford, and then the high school, I believe it would be Blythewood High School.
Okay. One other question, and I'm not sure this is for you or somebody else. Sure. So the way it's designed to get out of the subdivision, if you go out the entrance, you can only turn right. So you're going to send people through the neighboring subdivision to get out. I rode over there today to see what it would look like. They had Allen Crest Road closed. So they're going to be driving through a neighborhood, small neighborhood streets to get out. Is that
Well, to be able to go
If they want to turn left.
yeah,
you're
to
right.
be able to turn left on the Langford Road
Correct,
eventually.
correct, yeah. And that hopefully will help warrant a traffic signal in the future. Allen Crest, we're suggesting a traffic signal to alleviate the traffic of that. Once Blythewood Farms and Pecan Grove is fully built, it's going to be right on the edge of meeting the traffic signal warrants. Without that, it probably wouldn't. So hopefully that'll help meet a warrant a traffic signal at that point.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
be a part of the Blythewood Homeowners Association. So this,
Don't matter.
and the Blythewood subdivision, they'll be in the same homeowners association, so we'll be driving through it, and, paying for the insurance, maintenance, and all that else.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner, are there any more questions?
Has consideration been given to the exit joining Sandfield Road at all, moving it a little further east?
Yes, what do y'all want to talk? Yeah.
I think that possibly could help to alleviate a little bit of that bottleneck that we're anticipating.
Yeah, my name's Scotty Newman. I'm with CEC, the civil engineering firm working on this development. We came back here for Planning Commission, I think earlier this summer. I believe that was June.
Yes.
We were actually here, and then that idea was presented to us about making it a priority for this development. So we actually paused this meeting here to investigate lining up with Sandfield and even potentially signalize the intersection. We worked with SCDOT and Todd Anderson on about 6 different layout options for that realignment and signalization. When we met with DOT, pretty much their district engineer was never going to grant a signal at that intersection What they actually presented were some future long-term goals for road realignment and for Langford, while suggesting potentially partnering with the town of Blythewood. Leaving that meeting, we left her the mayor's contact information and gave the mayor her contact information to have future conversations about, because I believe the town owns a lot of property on the other side of Langford.
Yes, sir, about 37 acres.
Yes, so there were discussions about what could be used with that property to potentially improve the Langford, and I think part of the discussion was like realigning Sandfield entirely with some of that property to really remove a lot of the congestion we see at these couple of major stoplights right here. We'll be glad to provide that information. That's something the commissioners want to see. Like I said, we went through 6 different options, but at the end of the day, the DOT was not going to grant a signal, and all the options required some significant land swapping or purchasing. I think the town also owns the property at the intersection across the street from our entrance, so there were discussions on whether we could swap properties with the town. You know, just us brainstorming ideas to bring that to fruition. One of the ideas was to knock out or to purchase the eye clinic next door or tie into their existing entrance, which does align a little better with Sandfield. But all these options at the end, we were not going to get a signal and we would not be able to turn left out of this entrance, which is why the developer is partnering with the subdivision to the south to get that left turn movement onto Langford.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah.
All right, before we move forward, this is my last call for comments. Going once, going twice. I have no comments. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir, please.
Good evening. My name is Josh Rabin. I work with Scotty at CEC. To provide a little bit of additional context to what Kirk had presented, we did come and receive COA approval from the ARB back in November 2023. And then, or September of 2023, we got Planning Commission approval in January of 2024, initially on this same site plan. We went to, in May, then we began to design the project, and then we went to submit it. So the project has been designed and submitted to DES. And that's when we were told that the COA from the original BOZA certificate of appropriateness had lapsed the 12-month period, that we had to actually have construction done at that time.
Yeah.
And that's what precipitated the going back through the process, going back through the ARB approval. So we did that after 2 different meetings. We got the ARB approval reissued, and then we brought it back before the Planning Commission, and that's when the denial happened. The only thing, and your comment earlier, respectfully, that the traffic engineer report always errs on the side of the developer or the applicant. That's obviously who is hired, but it has to be as statistically empirical and unbiased as it can.
Yes.
So the trip generation, that's come from empirical data that's issued by the Institute of Transportation Engineers, and it's a calculated standard that's used nationally. And when it comes out, it kind of is what it is. Now, if you get into LOSB, LOSC, that kind of thing, a traffic engineer may say, well, this probably doesn't warrant it because of the no build instead of the build, and that's where the DOT will ultimately come in and say, no, we think we're either going to concur with the traffic engineer's recommendations or we're going to request that this mitigation be done. But as far as the trips generated, that's the empirical standard. And then with the site development itself, you know, it meets the zoning code. It meets everything that's in town center, and everything that has been asked has been put forward. So we just respectfully request y'all's consideration that, you know, we've been through this once, and it was approvable at one point in time. Nothing has changed. We've added it. We've added more beautification factors to it.
One thing that's changed, Josh, is the commissioners that you stand before today, there's probably 2 or 3 of us that were here the last time. So you have a almost entirely new planning commission that is probably not going to vote the same way the one that you appeared before the first time would. As they're, listening to everything and making their independent decisions, each one up here votes on what they hear. So the folks that you have today are going to be different than the ones that you had a few years ago. Respectfully, that is something that's changed, and that's something that we can't control.
I understand.
We don't convene or plot against you in any way or anything like that. And,
Completely understand. And I sit on a planning commission in a different jurisdiction, so I understand the seat y'all are in, and it's not an easy one to sit in. But just if you would look at, the standard that is being, does it meet the zoning? Has everything been asked for? Has everything been complied with?
Yeah.
Obviously, development it can be a touchy subject in every community. So we just ask that you would, consider that everything that has been asked has been done. So thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Josh. Any more comments from the floor or commissioners, y'all are out. All right. So with that said, and thank you all for your comments. Do I hear a motion to recommend approval of or recommend approval of the applicant's latest site plan as presented? Is that a motion? All right, we got a motion to approve from Commissioner Yassam. Is there a second?
I'll second approval.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Now we're going to move to vote. All in favor of approving the applicant's latest site plan as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye?
All opposed? Nay.
No.
Mr. Secretary,
Yeah, I'm going to do a roll call on this, please.
I appreciate it.
Start here. Katasha, your vote.
Yes.
Marcus.
No.
Mr. Chair.
No.
Bill. Nikki.
Yes.
All right, at this time.
Vote carries 3-2 to not approve the site plan as presented.
All right. That concludes our agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
All right. Everybody in agreement to conclude, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Any opposed? All right. We appreciate your time and engagement. Wish you a peaceful and safe evening.